This is Alex on Life of Regress, and today I want to talk about massage parlors and why I'm against them.
Alright, so what is one of the main reasons why you're against them?
Why I'm against, I feel like people pretty much use them, like the women in general. They just take advantage what benefits them, and they don't ask what their issues is. They don't even try to talk them out of it and stuff, because there's people who go through things in life, and it's like no one ever questions it.
It's
But at the
true.
same time, same time, there's Asian women who basically take advantage by their own people, and it's like I can't do that to your own people. In my opinion, it's like I can't do that to them. It's like, don't you value someone whatsoever? Like, you shouldn't be taking advantage of someone just for your own benefits or your business. Because there's people who prey on these women and stuff, and sometimes it's just like they get manipulated, saying that in order for them to get their citizens or whatsoever. Sometimes they might not even get it. And it's like they're doing these things, these sexual acts, and it's like they never get anything. It's like there's people that probably lie to them. Like I said, I read stuff about this. Like I said, what goes on and
Hmm.
stuff. And it's like there's people who just like I said, take advantage of women. And sometimes these women basically they might not have the best way to live or like survive, and sometimes they're not probably not even allowed to leave those places because they're stuck. It's like they can't really go out. It's like it's like if they do go out, I mean they might face consequences and stuff, and then they might end up getting hurt and stuff.
It's almost like the whole human trafficking that's kind of going on right now, and it's like modern day slavery if you really think about it. They have to stay in one place. They can't go out. They have to just perform those acts, and then all that money goes straight to the people that taking control of it, basically. And yeah, the, sometimes you're right. They do it against their own will. They don't want to. They're stuck. Why do you think that it happens a lot? Even in the state of Florida, there's like is all time high right now in the states and other countries.
I feel like the reason why that these business that continues that I feel like the whole Western stuff is like the whole in general they kind of like see them as this type of image of Asian women in general, and it's like these things like AI and stuff, or like porn. They kind of promote these things and saying that probably these Asian massage places. That's what all the Asian women do in life, and it's like just to just to just to satisfy a man just for their job and get the money where they're at and stuff. And it's not like that.
Then do you think it's only Asian women, or do you think there's other women that could be involved in this?
There isn't probably more women now involved, but it seems like everywhere you kind of go around and drive around, you mostly see Asian massage places and stuff. That's what I see. And it's like there's times that I hear stuff about that goes on, and it seems like cops try to get them closed down and stuff. But at the same time, it's like they always appear again.
Hmm.
It was like it's like a never ending cycle whatsoever. And sometimes I feel like there's cops who probably are part of it, of that issue. And that's why it's like they let these things go on. Because if you're a cop and you know what goes on, why not close all of them down? In my opinion, it's like people shouldn't be being taken advantage. Like you said, there's people that they get you like slaves and stuff, like women. And like it might not be only Asian, it might be Hispanic, white, blacks. Doesn't matter. But like you said, they go through these things, and it's like no one really focuses on them, and sometimes they feel like no one treats them like a human being. It seems like people just like call them names or not. They might say, "Oh, yeah, these women belong in the streets," and then that's the only thing they're good for, selling their body. And it's like you're really gonna say that about someone without knowing who they are and why they do these things for them. And it's like they might have problems back at home. They might have issues with themselves, or they're basically sacrificing something something for for their family, and it's like they're stuck doing that. And it's like no one really thinks about these things. In these places, I feel like they should be closed down because, like I said, it's wrong to do that to your own kind of people is like it's not fair. And sometimes it's like I kind of want to question these people, like saying, what if your mom was doing these things? Would you be happy that they were doing these things, or your sister, or your own kid, or anyone? It could be your son or daughter, like our father. Like I said, would you want them to do these type of things, selling their body, thinking that that's the way of life? Because in my opinion, that's not the way of life. And I feel like it's wrong that people see these things. At the same time, I feel like social media, like music, movies, I feel like they kind of talk about these things and stuff, and it seems like I feel like it kind of like gives a negative image of certain race and ethnicity, and it seems like people think that every woman can be that way. In reality, it's not. And I feel like there's people that do that passports, bros, whatever you call it. I feel like they're basically taking advantage of women. Like there are good women out in the states. It's just that you're looking at the wrong places, and there's people who probably just take advantages of these women and stuff. They probably not even value them. They just probably say, oh yeah, that's what they got for they basically take advantage of a woman, and I'm saying go on to the next. Because I feel like there's people who do these things. I'm not gonna say every single person, because I know not every person is gonna be like that. Maybe they do love them, they don't see them that way, but I know there is people who are like that. There's guys are like that. There's women like that. There's dudes that, like I said, there's dudes probably who do these things too. And all these women like, and that do like sell their body just to to help themselves, and just become a citizen, or feel like they're value. I feel like people don't value them, or sometimes they don't. Sometimes these people, I feel like who work there, sometimes I feel like they don't even value themselves. Sometimes, because sometimes I feel like they kind of feel like they're probably all alone and feel like they got nowhere to go, because there's people who they probably give up easy up on life, and they do these things to themselves as well. Because I can't always speak saying that people are controlling them, because there's I might be wrong, like I said, because it could be like two different ways. There's like so many ways, like what gets them to people, what makes a person do these things, and why they chose these lifestyle.
Yeah, it's almost like the mindset. I mean, if they're always doing that, they're sleeping around with people, and they never really had an opportunity in their country, like lack of resource, lack of education. So it's like they try to come here for a better life, better opportunity, but yet then they're stuck in it, and they have no education. Then they feel they're trapped, and that's all they're good for. Almost like an object, kind of like this is all I can do. This is all I can provide. I can't do nothing else. Never went to school, never finished, or I never even learned because we didn't have the resources, or it's like, well, there's a lot of poverty, a lot of crime, so it's like, you're trying to escape that environment, so you come here, and it's like going from a third world country to a country where it's known as the land of opportunity, and it's like what you're saying. Sometimes you do try to come here for a better life, but then it's like, you get caught up in it too, because then, yeah, you're right. There are people that are involved in trafficking. They'll feed them lies, and they'll say, oh yeah, you're gonna have this, you're gonna have that. But then it's like, but I need you to do this and that for me. And if you do this and that for me, then you start making money. But then they start adding all these expenses, saying, well, you owe me for this, you owe me for that. Look, I'm providing a place for you to stay. I'm providing a bed. I'm providing, all these resources for you. I'm giving you an opportunity to be here. You should be appreciative of it. And after that, you start making them pay and be like, you know what? Since I've helped you so much, now you owe me, and I need you to pay this amount. And then they keep working until a point where it's like, well, since you've already paid that off, but yet throughout that time you were still living with me, and I didn't even charge you rent. Now this is how much you owe me, and then that's how they end up getting stuck. I remember hearing about this too. They used like, oh yeah, you have this big debt, so now you have to pay it back. But they just do that so they can keep them forever. And then by the time they realize it was already too late. Because it's like, think about it. Imagine how many times they have to give up their body, have to keep doing it, even though they don't want to, but they have to, because now they have to pay it off. Or then they get those shirts like, oh, I'll send you right back if you don't fit and do this now. And they think, oh, they're afraid. They don't want to go back. Because if they go back, it might be way worse than one of them positions. So it's like, all right, then, I'll just keep putting up with this. But then It's like when you're always sleeping around and you just feel like an object. Like you see a bunch of people just coming in and out, just having a good time with you. Then it's like, what if this is all I'm good for? Now they start feeling unworthy. They don't feel like, I can do anything else, or they feel like, all right, this is who I am now. This is all I can do. This is all I can offer, and this is where I'm gonna stay now. So when I know sometimes they do get hope, and then it's almost like, all right, I'm already out now. I can do almost anything, but yet I don't know what to do now. I don't know where to go. That's all I know. And then they end up going back to those places, even though it was hurting them, and it was like they wanted to get free from, but yet it's all they know, and then they feel trapped. It's almost like not really brainwashing, but it's almost like that because now their whole mindset has changed. Like, nah, that's all I can do, and that's why they go back. I remember reading into this too. It's like this article I once read when I was in college and stuff. But yeah, I did want to say that. And what I was also gonna say is this. Alright, yeah, I know you were saying that there's police officers that know about these type of places. They know what goes on, and some of them even go to those places. So it's like, how can we make a change if the people that are supposed to be enforcing the law, the ones that are supposed to be protecting the citizens, the ones that are supposed to be protecting the people here, how can we see a change if they're also corrupt? You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Because here's the thing. Let's say you get all this evidence, all this knowledge, the, all the stuff that can lock these people up. But then when you go to the ones that are supposed to protect you, well, here's the thing. They're with them. And guess what? By the time that evidence comes to court, the one that was leading that whole, what do you call it? I guess you can call it organization, or whoever the ringleader is. By the time it comes to court, they're already gone, and they already moved those people. Or it's like, all right, you give all this evidence, but yet you got to be careful who you give the evidence to, because guess what? You might just erase it, delete it, because guess what? It might lead right back to them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. There's corruption.
So it's like,
Goes on.
how do you think someone will go about it then? I don't know. I'm just kind of curious.
I don't know. I feel like maybe there should be more investigations and stuff.
Like, I'll give you a good example. There was this whole thing that happened in South Naples. This whole prostitution ring. There was human trafficking. The victims. There's people that got caught. But guess what? They only do a year or a few. And after that, they're free. Or it doesn't stick. What does that say about everything that's going on?
The system failed.
Yeah, it is.
It failed to the people who needed help. And basically, they needed to be like rescued from these people who prey on them.
And it's almost like there's a battle going on right now between good and evil. I mean, we see it on the news. We see it right now going on in front of our faces. But what are people doing right now? Like, you know that there's people actually preying on women, children, hurting them, causing so much emotional trauma, physical, sexually, neglecting them, doing all these terrible things to them, and yet, what are people doing about it?
Nothing.
I mean, I'll be real with you. There's moments where it's like, all right, I kind of want to go to the streets and talk about it. And I'll be real about it. I'm not afraid to go to the streets and talk about it. But then it's like, I can talk about it, but what am I going to do about it now? You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's people in power. There's people that, whether they're law enforcement, whether they're people that are lawyers, judges, stuff like that, businessmen, CEOs, and it's like this, and they probably can go much deeper than what we're thinking about right now. And yet, some people say, oh, well, here's the thing, we should look the other way, and I don't believe in looking the other way. I don't believe in, oh yeah, it's their fault. No, because technically you're trying to hurt someone that was vulnerable and they needed help. Like for instance, the women from other countries. But yet, some people might say, "Oh well, who cares? They're illegals." But guess what? Some of those women are actually legal. Those are United States citizens. They were born here. They got their education here, and yet they're stuck in human trafficking as well. And people don't want to talk about it. But yeah, guess what? You're someone that's willing to talk about it with no fear, no worries, and you speak your mind. Not a lot of people would do that. And I can respect it too. Because you think about it. Imagine how much that's happening. Even younger than 18. It happens. And if people were going to say, well, who cares? They're from other places. Like, what kind of person is going to say that? Let that be your child and say, let other people say, well, who cares? Guess what? Because they're a citizen of the United States and they're not from what? From China. They're not from what? Mexico. They're not from Canada. They're not from Europe. They're not from this or that. But guess what? Who cares about that child? Because he's a United States citizen. He's not from my country. What? You know that is actually happening internationally. Florida is one of the biggest ones. And people are not doing nothing about it. No one's really speaking up on it. I feel like it's time to really talk about this type of stuff. Be real about it. Open up. Have that tough conversation. And not just between me, you, and the few people we know. Like, nah, there should be other people talking about this. Like, we should be upset. We should be mad. These are children. They're young. There's women from other countries. We should be upset. That's still a human being. They have a life. They matter. Just like everyone that's watching this, they matter. And if it were to happen to someone close to them, we should still care about them too. Even though we don't know them, doesn't matter. We should still care. That's a person. That's a child of God. And yet, people might, I don't know. Doesn't affect me. Different country, different color. But yet, there's someone else that might be the same color, same place, same background, same hometown. They might be a victim. There could have been someone you know. And guess what? You want people to say that about that person that you know? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
And I feel like this could be a deeper conversation that we could be discussing too, to be honest. But that's also up to you if you want to continue.
Yeah, I do. I still want to talk a little bit more about it. Like you were saying.
But yeah, I feel like this is very important right now. What's going on right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just nasty. It's crazy. There's a lot of sick people out there, and they're getting exposed. But yeah, as they get exposed, we gotta do something about it. And not just within the United States. I mean, everywhere. It's like, nah. Because at the end of the day, like, we really gotta start doing something about this. And I mean, seriously. Because not, it's gonna continue.
Yeah, like you're saying, too. It's like it will probably affect their future as well, like the future kids as well.
Mm-hmm.
And like what's going on now, like these people might end up giving up their life away sometimes.
Yeah.
And like they can't take it no more. They might become like a drug addict. And, they might OD themselves, or they might end up hurting themselves with depression. And at the same time, they're going they're going through all these things, but yet no one helps them out. It's like no one really show like real love to them, like they actually mean something, that they mean very well, like they want to be with, cherish them. Like I said, there's people who don't do that. It just seems like everyone doesn't want to, really care or show that love to that person. It's like people just are, sometimes they feel like they're above anyone. In general, they feel like they're better than anyone else, and they're untouchable. But at the same time, it's like it can affect you as well too. It can happen to your kids. Like you said, it can happen to anyone that you know, a friend. And it might not affect you, but it might affect the people around you. And you want to do these changes, but like you're not doing nothing about it. And sometimes there's people who are, sometimes arrogant too. These
Yeah.
people are arrogant. They don't really care. They just care about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're just watching someone's life. You're watching basically someone throw their life away.
Yeah.
Just for not helping them out or talk them out of it, saying that this is not what you are. This is not the person you're meant to